Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, I'm gonna show you guys what I use to make my Stenosarius and any cactus bud. First of all, they have to be mature, where they're a flowering age, and then this will help induce it. So you want to look at the fertilizers. You want to look at the NPK, the nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And this helps the plant grow, and this is the budding. The phosphorus is what helps a plant flower. And for dragon fruit, I sometimes go crazy and use this sucker. I believe this is what is it? It's let me see, where is it? Sorry, let's see. 1 tablespoon per gallon. I dilute this because look at the phosphorus. It's 50. That's kind of overkill. So it's what I do is I'll put, instead of a 1 gallon container, I'll use a 5 gallon bucket like this, and I'll use like 1.5 tablespoons or 1 tablespoon, and I'll use that to water my my dragon fruit. Other cacti, I don't like to use this, but I do use this on some fruit trees, but not really on other cactus. What I like to use is one I've used for years on dragon fruit too, is this Dr. Earth Bud and Bloom. What, you know what? It used to be called Bud and Bloom. Oh yeah, it's still Bud and Bloom. Okay. So this one, look at it. It's a 394. It's a pretty well balanced fertilizer. It's not super strong. It's perfect for cactus, and I use this for dragon fruit. And I've used it on Stenosarius too. But I actually came up. I've used bone meal before. You can see bone meal. It has more phosphorus, but it has no potassium, and it has a little bit of nitrogen. But this is a good budding fertilizer. And it's around the, they ask like 1 or 2 tablespoons for 6-inch of the pot. What I like to do is just grab a little handful and put it around the plant. And they recommend you scratch it in, but when you have top dressing, it's kind of hard to do that. So what I like to do right now for Stenosarius is I like this type of a fertilizer, which is like a powder. Let me show you. I have an open one here. And the reason I started using bone meal instead of Dr. Earth Bud and Bloom is because some local store has them. They're selling them for $5.99. So I bought like 20 of them. It's crazy. Usually they're like 3 times the price. So 1/3 of the cost, and it's a stronger phosphorus fertilizer. So that's why I'm using this. And so what I like to, well, let me show you how it's the same as the Bud and Bloom. It's like a powder, you see? Look at this. And it's a really good fertilizer. And yeah, it has mycorrhiza. And yeah, so this is a good as it says right there, a great source of phosphorus. Yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna show you how I just go around, and any cactus I want to bloom, like this one for example, I will grab like this much, not much. Now I'll just work it, not really work it in, but I'll put it in there, and maybe I'll shake it up a bit. And this time of year, Stenosarius queretaraoensis are budding. This is when they start to bud. But it's also when we have rain. So what I like to do in February and January, when we get some rain here in California, if we're lucky, I'll put this on the base of the queretaraoensis, which this is a Stenosarius queretaraoensis. I'll put it at the base of every plant, and before a storm, so it gets watered in. So it's going to get a good dose of nitrogen. And from the rain. Rain has the most bioavailable nitrogen source. So it'll get a good dosage of fertilizer. It'll get a lot of nitrogen, and it'll get the phosphorus. And I haven't watered these much really, because it's like winter time. So when they get this fertilizer, they're gonna plump up with all this feed, you know, for them. So yeah, I recommend this bone meal or the Dr. Earth Bud and Bloom. And but don't if you have a really young Stenocereus, don't expect this to do wonders and make it bloom if it's too young. It has to be mature or semi-mature. And what I've noticed is that if it's almost budding a flowering age, sometimes when you cut the cactus, it'll kind of induce it to once you root it or start to root it, it'll kind of induce it to want to bud, you know. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and add this to all my Stenocereus, my Pernosis like this, and all my Querétaroensis. Right now I covered a lot of them because it's gonna start to rain supposedly tonight. It's gonna rain for 2 or 3 days. So I like to protect the tips because sometimes they could get fungal issues at the tips if they stay wet too long. So I'm covering these, and the way I cover these, I like to put like a big pot. And then a bag over it. That's how I cover my cacti, my Stenocereus, the tips. And the bottom of these, again, I'm going to add this wonderful fertilizer here. And even though some of these are already budding, this will help just the health of the plant. It'll make you get more blooms, more buds, and they'll come up stronger, bigger flowers, bigger fruit, you know. So I highly recommend something with high phosphorus for cacti or any fruiting trees. I have this little lime here, and I also feed it this just so I could get a lot of blooms. Here I have some raspberry here. I gotta feed that one too. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to make a video, let you guys know what kind of fertilizer I use to help induce budding and flowering. Anyways, guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Cheers, guys. Happy cactusing.